I know, you hungry? I'm recording one last episode, okay? Alright. Ghouls, demons, fellow weird ones. Let's drink some moon juice. And right now, in this case, it's Fever Tree. So, okay, I know I talk a lot of shit about not wanting brand deals and all of my, rebellion and blah, 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 but if Fever Tree wants to sponsor me, if Fever Tree wants to do a brand deal with me, I fucking love ginger beer. Fucking love Fever Tree ginger beer. And my husband got it for me. So let me just talk about that before I talk about the rest of my fucking video, because it's so cute. So I'm sick, I'm miserable. Life is insane. And my husband, I needed something for my throat. I was like, maybe a ginger beer sounds good. Which was, I never really cared about ginger beer before. I was introduced to ginger beer through a friend, Chantel. She's like, ginger beer and pizza. She swore by it. She's a tourist. They know better. So I was like, okay, cool. And then, so I was like, that kind of, I only had the one, with her. And I wasn't feeling good. And I was just not well, at all. And some sinus throat stuff going on. But anyway, told my hubby to go find me something. And he did. He brought me back Fever Tree ginger beer. And I've been a crackhead about it ever since. I love this stuff. It's always in my budget. The blood orange is good. The light is good. I have not had a bad Fever Tree drink, but I'm not a tonic person. And so some of them I've stayed away from because that's just not me. But always go to the ginger beer. So anyway, so I can quit fucking, let's drink some moon juice, bitches, and Fever Tree. Just know I love you. I'm not fucking around about that. That is, I don't know anything about the company. I just know this is fucking delicious with real ginger, and I swear by the magic of it. I don't know if it's just because of the memory I have with my husband. It was so sweet. How he got it for me, he's so intentional and so careful and loving. And delicate with me in some really cool ways. And so I don't know if it's just the memory of the Fever Tree, but he was so excited to be I found you some real ginger, healthy. I mean, there's sugar, it is what it is, but it's top quality. This is, I fucking love this stuff. Can't be more obnoxious about it. But he was so excited to share it with me when he picked it out. And he goes, the other stuff is not even real ginger. Real ginger will actually help you feel better. It's genuinely medicinal, but it's still sweet and it's crisp. It's perfect. It's perfect. So my husband's perfect. He's not, but love him. This is a perfect thing, and now it's become a big part of my life ritual in so many different ways. Like I said, truly healing. So perfect moon juice sponsor for today, as I decided to take a few hits just because it just sounded fun. I just sounded fun to be a little loose for this podcast because I wanted to talk about cultural appropriation. And I want to put this to bed because it keeps me up at night. It pisses me off on the internet. It frustrates me in society. This is something that irks me to no end. Okay? Really fucking grinds my goddamn gears. Because I just, it's annoying. The fact that it's pesky little fucking flies that it's just why do you exist? Away. But I also potentially to the degree understand why I exist. So, with that being said, I don't believe in any of this cultural appropriation shit. And I mean shit in the fact that the way people have taken it, and because it started, right? It's supposed to have started off with hey, you're exploiting this culture, you're misrepresenting this culture. It started off in a really good place. That's not what it's became, that's not what it's been for a long time. But it was just an acknowledgement of hey, this is potentially racist, offensive, harmful. And there are times and ways that are. I'm not denying that, okay? I want people to, because apparently, people can't understand that this is a nuanced take and that this is already to be understood. That yes, there is cultural exploitation and you should call out cultural exploitation. that is inappropriate. However, your race, your ethnicity, your ancestry, like things matter and they don't matter, right? So your ancestry matters, your past lives matter, your modern cultural lens, your proximity matters, because culture is also where you're born. So I argue with people all the time. I was born in Farmington, New Mexico. I was born in Tempe, Arizona. I grew up in Farmington, New Mexico. Like, this is a part of my culture. But then there's my ethnicity. This is my like genetics. This is my ancestry. It's a layered take. And then you want to get into past lives, and people are like, you weren't black in a past life. It's like, listen, and I argue about this. This ties into my animal sacrifice rant, because like if human migration is real, if voodoo is the oldest like religion known to man, and we all like originated from Africa somehow, some way, if we all started from the same place, like if we're dogs and we have like an origin, and we have all these different breeds, which I feel like races essentially are, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, it's a metaphorical way that's meant with so much love, because I fucking love dogs. But okay, but like here's the thing, people can be really loud and vocal about hating chihuahuas. People are audacious and how they express their distaste for my fucking hellhounds, my little buzzies. They don't, oh I'm sorry buddy, you're just so cute, I just have to touch him, I know. But they're like afraid of them, and there's like all of these, and I get why, okay? I'm not unaware that dogs are fucking wolves, dude, okay? They're domestic wolves. But I also know I've built a beautiful, trusting relationship, and I know dogs snap, but I've seen people who invest in their dogs, and like I don't think people understand like the depth of the work it takes to build a conscious relationship with an animal spirit. And that is what I think is lacking. It's in a variety of different ways, society, relationship with dogs, but at the same time dogs snap. It's a nuanced take. Back to my point is there is a cultural component to what kind of dog breed you get. There are reasons for your preferences and reasons for your distaste. Most of it's because you had a negative experience. And so then it's opening yourself up to the possibility of a potential positive experience. For example, I generally tend to not like chihuahuas. However, there are a few chihuahuas out there that fucking have my heart, and I love them, and I would die for them, because they're just like, as an individual, they're the best. As a collective species, like, your percentage of finding a good one is rare, and it usually depends on the owner. Because historically, they've been bred to be annoying ass fucking dogs. Okay? I think about that way about doodles as well. So it's not to be racist for chihuahuas. It's fucking doodles too. Because I'm a fucking slut for a weenie dog. I genuinely love dogs, and it's like, oh my god. I love little weenie dogs. Like, they're just like so cute. But I wouldn't trade my shepherds for anything in the world. So there's a spectrum of love and appreciation. I'm not exploiting either dog. I'm honoring dogs where they are. Like, here's the thing, I don't think that there should be a genocide against chihuahuas. I may not have a preference for chihuahuas, but I am not advocating that no one can have a chihuahua ever again. And I'm not saying that all chihuahuas must die and be extinct. That's fucking insane. That is unnecessary. But I'm allowed to not engage with a chihuahua. I'm allowed to not adopt one into my home. However, I would be stupid as fuck if I miss out on some of these relationships and experiences and stories I have with these chihuahuas who are really fucking cool, because I open my heart up to them. Okay? So that's same with culture. You want to open up your heart to culture, and if you are initiated into a culture for any reason, through a past life, meditation, connection, insight, like, hey, I realized in a past life I was connected to this, so I'm going to go through a cycle of learning this closed practice. And I say that so, it's so gross. I hate it, because like, here's the thing, if you're talking about it on TikTok, it's like, well, it's for education. People said that to me. I was like, if it's closed and private, why is it on a public platform? Why is it on TikTok? Well, it's for education. So you're educating people into something forbidden, which is biblical. Don't eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge. Oh, you ate the fruit, die. Like, exile. Like, are you serious? It's so Abrahamic, it's so gross, it's so stupid. People don't realize that they're just repeating the same religion that they're trying to escape from. Hello? Like, it's so irritating to me. And that's why I get really frustrated, because like nobody owns Earth. Like creation, like this life force, this nature, this essence. No one owns it. No one's in charge of it. No one's in control of it. We're in alignment with what we're supposed to be. We're loosely, follow along, please. Keep going. We are in this like weird disconnect. But I cannot. I say gatekeep. I cannot imprison, guard, whatever. I can protect. Protecting is different, and protecting is through education. So it's like, hey, if you're going to use white sage, this is the education in the tradition of that plant. Also, please be aware of its endangered species, and try to find ethically, find what it's, because you're not going to stop people from having it. One, it's easily accessible. There's a market for it. It's a fucking thing, okay? And you're not gonna abolish it. You need to integrate it, because it's a natural part of nature, and everyone has access to it. There's a reason why it's used, and that's just a common example. You can go into so many different variations of things, and if you are initiated into using it properly, if you learned how to connect to the plant and the plant did something for you. Here's the thing, even if a stupid silly little white girl goes into a conventional commercial store and buys a basic mass-produced white sage bundle, it's still an initiation, because what happens? She does something for the first time and she learns something. Oh, God forbid. I mean, it might be a harsh lesson, but it's really, I don't think it is. I think it's a pretty easy lesson to navigate, especially with all the education and resources out there. But I also think that there is a personal relationship to people and plants. Just because rosemary won't do something for you doesn't mean it won't do something for me. Because here's the thing, my dogs will do something for me. They will not do something for you. So if you're growing a plant and you connect with it and you incorporate it into your spell work, that's the science of it. And people who scoff in traditionalism of you use lavender and a hex, and it's you think you can use its opposite characteristics. People shit on things all the time. It's that's actually pretty sound logic, and try it. If it works for them, maybe they found something that works for them, and maybe you're mad because it doesn't work for you. That's probably the problem. Here's the thing, I think there's a lot of science to witchcraft and spell work, and so if I'm using an herb for a certain reason, mind your fucking business. As long as to an extent, am I harming anyone or anything? No. Hey, listen, I'm buying it as ethically sourced as I can. I'm trying to grow this myself. I'm trying to do that, whatever. But at the same time, you can create a healthy market, because of a plant. If something is endangered, then the more it's needed or desired, the more it's going to be planted. That can help revive it, but it's regenerative farming in a healthy way, okay? It's just navigating it, okay? And we shouldn't be shaming people for that. Sharing culture is fine. And this is my other fucking point, and I kind of skipping into a thought, but if I can go down the street and try 5 different types of cultural foods and not be appropriating it, I can do magic and spell work and religion. As long as you're doing it through initiation. Again, exploitation is so much different. That's, again, the blasphemy side of things. It's saying you're a voodoo high priestess when you don't understand the basic fundamentals of animal sacrifice and what it means to make something sacred. Okay? It's saying that you're in hoodoo and voodoo or folk magic or this or that, whatever you want to keep moving the goalposts to be. If you are in this natural, sacred, magical space, you should understand the ethics of it, okay? And if you are in understanding of the ethics, if you are talking, or you're teaching, if you're taught, if you are engaging in an educated way with an anchor to the tradition while exploring your own personal relationship to it, it's building your relationship in an ethical way. There's nothing harmful about any of this. So why are we stopping people from building their relationship to it? Because that only makes it more powerful. The more people that know genuine voodoo practices, it only destigmatizes it. It connects people to the old world. It connects people to people in Africa who are still traditionalists to this day. it provides connection and harmony, not division. So why are people against it? Well, we want to, we want to respect the culture. Yeah, don't exploit it for your own greed, which is exactly what most of you are doing on TikTok. Like, and then people, like, the fact that people threw it in my face, because I was just like, dude, just the reflection. It was just really frustrating to say, like, I was appropriating anything, to say that, excuse me, I guess, like, not to just say that I was wrong, but to, like, to attack me in the way that I was, or to say what I was doing was harmful. I just couldn't believe it. When, like, what the other people are doing is harmful. Like, everything about it was just so baffling to me. Because it's like, no, you're not if it's really that private, it should be something that your children discover years after you die, if they find it at all. Like, if something is truly private, it's between you and the grave. Okay, if it's that much in your family lineage, like, you're not talking about it publicly. If you're talking about it publicly, that is an invitation for initiation, and that should be the point. You should be wanting to plant seeds and subconsciously initiate people into your perspective of understanding, because that's how we continue to understand one another in harmony. Like, okay, I at least know about this. It's not scary. I know about it. I don't subscribe to it, but it's not harmful. It's not scary. I'm educated. I can relax my nervous system around this thing that's different. It's like how we learn to be comfortable with dogs. They can technically kill me at any time. They don't, because I've built a good relationship with them. They're domesticated. Like, there's reasons for it, but I've also put in really good work that this little fucker trusts me more than anything. But he's been through some shit too. My little boys, my little traumatized baby. He's a rescue, and he trusts me more than anything because of the work that I put into it. So if you can learn to be comfortable with things that are different than you and tolerate it, we just continue to bridge more harmony. And that starts with sharing culture, okay? If we really want to abolish racism and all this other fucking shit, you need to quit policing when people are engaging, especially in spiritual practices, because that's usually the start. I mean, food's probably honestly the easiest way, which is why, the Native Americans are so betrayed by the Pilgrims, because they shared their fucking food with you, their harvest with you, and then the white man and whoever else put parts of my history, not parts of my history. Like, everyone is victim of this on some historical level, okay? This all goes back to humans can't trust humans. Humans are constantly scared and dividing themselves out of fear when we should be harmonizing. I said this in another podcast, I'm gonna bring it up again. Same way that dogs harmonize at the dog park. There's boundaries, there's rules, so to speak, they're like social constructs, but they're healthy ones, all right? And there's also a big tolerance for what you can hold. And with that, so anyway, hey babe, you're home early. He's such a good man. He took the dogs out so I could finish this, because he'll make me nervous with him. Like, I don't like him watching me while doing things. It can't be perceived in certain ways, especially because he'll start laughing about certain things and I'll just get distracted. I'll get all Twitter pated, which I already kind of am. So anyway, to continue to wrap this up, I got distracted, but I was talking about how the Pilgrims betrayed the Native Americans, because, like, that's what an insult to share your food, your harvest, and just to have everything happen. But humans have betrayed humans throughout history. There's a lack of trust, and so I understand that lack of trust, but that needs to be healed. When I talk about not being better than, like, a slave owner and breaking free of that slave mentality, it's like we have to quit thinking that we can impose power over one another. We have to stop believing that we can oppress one another, and we have to start seeing each other as human to human, as equal to equal, not because of our role or wealth or any other superficial status. We all just serve a role in society, and there's not a role that's better or worse than another. Some, I guess, have more responsibility or significant, but they also, at the same time, if that's not your role, do you think, is that a role you really want? Well, no, then shut the fuck up. Just, like, be happy with your role. And I think that's a a huge part of like knowing yourself, the hero's journey, and part of balance in nature. Like animals know who they are and they kind of know a sense of their purpose. Human beings seem to not know their purpose, and knowing who you are kind of helps align you with your purpose. And you find that through exploration and shared culture, especially if like the culture that you're in. Like if I stayed in like my Christian town, my Christian perspective, if I stayed there, if I didn't engage and express in other cultures outside of my born identity culture, you know what I mean? Like I don't know why people want to keep people. So it's like, so you got to ascend, evolve, whatever, but no one else can, because well, you're more powerful, which I like. No, like no, we're all in our. I just don't know. I just don't connect to that in that way, and that is really weird to me, because again, if I can share food with you, I should be able to share philosophy with you. We should be able to expand and evolve each other. That shouldn't be threatening to anyone or anything, and it is threatening because of the genocide that happened, but that I don't believe a lot of that was through education. A lot of that was through fear, like, and destruction and control, not through love and curiosity and expansion. Different intentions, different results. So I think we need to work on trust as society, like within society, within people. I think we need to work on trusting one another. If we've ever trusted one another, I don't know if that's something we've ever done. I don't know how that's been handled throughout time, but that's something that needs to evolve for us to move forward. We need to start wanting what's best for each other, not just ourselves, but ourselves just as much as others. We can't forget about ourselves in the pursuit of others, but we can't forget about others in pursuit of ourselves. So that is where there's that balance and cultural appreciation and wisdom that comes from everything. There's like, same with TV. How many we consume culture and art all the time, and religion and art are the same thing. You can't tell me that they're not. So that's why I don't believe in cultural appropriation. And if I'm gonna say cultural appropriation, I'm gonna call it what it really is, which is cultural exploitation. And I'm gonna call you out, and probably in an offensive way, and let you know that your philosophy, that your mindset, that your intention, and your perspective is twisted. And that you're not doing what you think you're fucking doing, and I fucking see you. So, with that, I don't see how a white person can't be initiated into an indigenous culture the same way that a willing person of color could, if they desired to, initiate into an Abrahamic Christian white religion. If you can convert to Catholicism or whatever, you can convert to fucking anything. My only thing is to do so with the most respect and love in your heart. Doesn't mean you're not gonna fuck up, doesn't mean you're not gonna make mistakes, doesn't mean you're not gonna be a dickhead about it, because we're all human and we're all kind of stupid at times. That's what, you have to be bad at something to be good at something. That's how you learn. And some lessons are more embarrassing and harsher than others, but that's where you have to learn the cosmic joke and to laugh with it. And I think anime is like a really good expression of that, like humor. It's like just animation in general, but anime specifically, like, or like Avatar, Legend of Korra, like there's all these like brutal emotional lessons that are kind of humiliating. But the way you cope with that humiliation and that failure is everything. And so, yeah, you might have some harsh lessons. You might offend a god here or two, but just have accountability, face it. Like, the people thinking that I'm afraid to face anything, it's like, hey, you know, I open myself up to this, I face the justice that needs to be served. Like, that's how you clear out your karmic debt. Like, you don't run away from it, you face it. And then you figure out how you can harmonize it, alchemize it, restore balance to it, because you obviously off balance something to begin with. So that is how that happens. So I think cultural appreciation is needed more than ever. I think there's too much otherism, and I think this subconscious, fearful need to protect and preserve is rooted in good cause. And I don't think it should be done ignorantly or stupidly. You know, don't trust people blindly. There should still be precautions in place. But again, welcome people into the potential. And then again, if they make the choice through their free will to betray that trust, they will receive the divine punishment. That is not in anyone else's control. There's levels of judgment, and that goes into other like judicial philosophies and legislation and things like that. But my main point is this whole argument in spiritual spaces, which talk fucking everywhere. This whole race war, culture war, all of it, like we just need to start being excited that people think we're cool enough that they want to be like us. Like there is admiration in that, but there's also a boundary of like, hey, make sure you're cultivating it for yourself, but honor the inspiration where it came from. And I think as long as you're doing that, I don't think that anyone can tell you otherwise. Like these are all other imaginary rules, and I don't believe in delusional rules. Like you can't tell me that I'm not allowed access to something. If it presents itself to me, if it crosses my path for a reason, I am to take what I will from that out of love, because I don't believe in coincidences in that life. So I'm not saying that I'll ever take peyote, but if I'm ever in a situation where I'm initiated into being able to experience a peyote trip, I'm not going to deny myself of that out of any type of white guilt or ancestral remorse. In fact, I think the best way to heal that is by honoring the ritual through that initiation with that respect, not through force. And I think that that's a completely different thing. And I think that with the right spiritual leaders and teachers in place, we can really reconnect the world, the globe, to spirituality, spiritualism, and that their soul. It's not just a soul fragment retrieval for myself. I believe it's for everyone, and every soul fragment that was lost through the incarnation of this time, because this has been quite the dark time, spiritually speaking, in a variety of different ways. And so, you know, that's very age of Pisces, right? And we're moving into the age of Aquarius. There's like a whole gnosis perspective to that as well. But I think it starts in being kinder and gracious to someone and embracing the curiosity. You know, and people think it's ironic because, you know, I'm very protective of like my designs, my candle designs. I just want credit. If I inspired you, just fucking let me know that I inspired you. Like, my problem is when people want to pretend that it's theirs, or I don't care if you, I don't own candles. That's the thing. I don't own candles. Thousands of people make candles. It's like you can't own movies. Like, there's so many different movies. There's so many different candles. There's so many different various art forms. And I want people to express themselves artistically. But you can't plagiarize stuff for clout or greed. That's exploitation. I don't let people exploit me or my art or the gift that I gave them, which is my essence, my presence, and my art. I shared my art with you. I planted a seed within you through you witnessing my creation. Please just respect it. And that is cultural appreciation, because I'm in a modern cultural expression niche. Like, I'm a pop culture icon in my little niche. So, like, I don't know why it's such a big deal for me to want that respect and autonomy, which is kind of crazy to me with just how some people have treated that expression. Just like it is similarly with the writing. I wouldn't want someone to plagiarize my book. Don't plagiarize like other art forms. I've been very honest about everyone who's ever inspired me, and I give credit where credit's due. I don't know why that's so hard for me to receive the same. And it's usually because people are unhealed and we're in a dog-eat-dog world. We're in a competitive, betrayal, untrustworthy system, and we're in a dysfunctional system, and we need to recalibrate into some alignment. So I think that's where we need to conclude with sharing of culture and art and peace and harmonizing and finding bridges of connection to those who may be polar opposite of us or square of us. It doesn't matter. Whatever angle of reflection the mirror is, however we see it, we should find love, joy, peace, and harmony within that. So, with that being said, I will conclude this video. Thank you for listening. But because I've had people really not understand my stance on cultural appropriation. People think a lot of things of me for the things that I've said, so I just wanted to give a real good explanation. I've been trying to really to write something, but I think I need to just speak it. I think people need to really hear and feel the message of what it is that I'm trying to share, because it's a nuanced take. And I think petty gatekeeping is just repeating a cycle of harm in a different way. So we have to be aware of cycles of harm and betrayal on all planes, all depths, all spectrums. Even on the smallest level, especially if we're going to want to generate real change for everyone. Otherwise, it's real simple for one person to change their lives and not care about others. But I have yet to find a way to not give a fuck about people, no matter how much I hate them, no matter how much they piss me off. I'm headed this way, and I guess it's an invitation for people to follow along, because I've spent a lot of time wasting trying to rally people to come with me, and that's delayed me a lot. So now I'm just going. And if you want to follow along, awesome. And if you don't, cool. And wherever you stop off, blessed be, because at the end of the day, I just want people to feel better about themselves, and I want the world to be a better place. I want my life to be better, and I know my life will be better when everyone's life is better. Because I really just don't like just the unnecessary suffering that is in the world when we have the power to fix that, when we have the power to be better than we are. With that, much love to everybody, and thank you for drinking some moon juice, and I'll see y'all next time.